Good morning, all of you. In last class, I have covered some important basic terms in nervous system and parts of neuron and some definitions. What is stimulus? What is nerve impulse? What is neurotransmitter, receptor, synapse? Okay, sensory neuron, motor neuron, interneurons, and organization of nervous system, and what is pre and post ganglionic neurons. Okay, here today I am going to discuss about anatomical components of autonomic nervous system and the divisions of autonomic nervous system. Okay, so major our topic name is drugs acting on autonomic nervous system. So before that, you have to know the all basic things of autonomic nervous system. Okay, so that's why here today I am going to discuss about anatomical components of nervous system and divisions of ANS. And ANS is also known as visceral nervous system, and it is also known as involuntary nervous system, and it is a part of peripheral nervous system, and it conveys the nerve impulses from CNS to smooth muscles. Okay, it conveys the nerve impulses from the CNS to smooth muscles and cardiac muscles, except skeletal muscles. Okay, and this autonomic nervous system, it is control the involuntary body functions. Okay, involuntary body functions like cardiovascular function, like heartbeat and circulation, respiratory functions, inspirations and expression, digestive and reproductive functions, and glandular secretions. So these all are involuntary body functions. So these organ system functions are not in our control. Okay, that's why it is called as involuntary nervous system, also known as visceral nervous system. But in skeletal muscle contraction, relaxations is our control, like walking, running, jumping. So these are all our control, but these organ functions are not in our control. So that's why it is called as autonomic nervous system. Okay, and next thing is, so structurally ANS, it includes three parts, that is autonomic sensory neurons, also known as efferent neurons, and integrating centers, and autonomic motor neurons is also known as efferent neurons. So autonomic sensory neurons are receive the sensory information in the response to stimulus. Okay, in the response to stimulus, the sensory neurons are activated, and nerve impulses production happens in the sensory neuron, and the sensory neurons are carries the information towards our brain region. Then information, it will be integrated in the integrating centers. After that, the motor neurons are receive the signals from the integrating centers. Then that motor neurons, after receiving the signal, that then the conditional nerve impulses away from the CNS. So nothing but the motor neurons are carries the signals towards the effector organs. Okay, so these are three major structurally ANS. It includes efferent neurons, integrating center, and autonomic motor neurons is also known as efferent neurons. Next, anatomical components of ANS. Okay, so here it is. The preganglionic neuron is there. So this preganglionic neurons, okay, in preganglion in autonomic nervous system, the preganglionic neurons are myelinated. Okay, so these preganglionic neurons are extended from the gray matter of the spinal cord. Okay, so the gray, it is one is gray matter of the spinal cord, this butterfly shape. So the cell bodies which are extended from the gray matter of the spinal cord. Then the preganglionic neuron, it makes a synapse with the postganglionic neuron in autonomic ganglion. Okay, then postganglionic neuron is unmyelinated. Okay, then postganglionic neuron make a synapse with what? Effectors. Okay, like heart muscles, smooth muscles, and glands, either contractions or relaxation. Cardiac muscles, either heart rate is increased or decreased, either force of contraction is increased or decreased, and gland secretion is increased or decreased. So it's totally the actions of cardiac muscles, gland secretions, and smooth muscle contractions, relaxations is all are controlled under the autonomic nervous system. Okay, and this is not our control. Okay, smooth muscle, cardiac muscle contractions, relaxations is not our control. Okay, the main anatomical components is preganglionic neurons. Okay, these are cell bodies of the preganglionic neurons are extended from the gray matter of the spinal cord, and that make a synapse with the autonomic ganglion, and then that it make a then after synapse with the postganglionic neuron, that postganglionic neurons are carries the signals towards the effectors. Okay, so if in the names of effectors is smooth muscle, cardiac muscles, and glands. Okay, next one is ANS consists of mainly two branches, that is sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so first thing is sympathetic nervous system. Okay, this diagram is sympathetic nervous system. Next, here the sympathetic nervous system, the preganglionic neurons. Okay, the cell bodies of the preganglionic neuron. Okay, these red spots are preganglionic neuron. Okay, this blue thing, the blue lines are postganglionic neurons. The red lines are preganglionic neurons. Okay, so the cell bodies of the preganglionic neurons, these are extended from the gray matter of the spinal cord. So especially in which region is the thoracic region from T1 to T12. Okay, the thoracic segments are 12 thoracic segments are present. Then lumbar region. Okay, first to lumbar region. So that's why the sympathetic division is also known as thoracolumbar lumbar region. Okay, so why? Because the sympathetic nervous system is also known as thoracolumbar lumbar system, lumbar division. Okay, why sympathetic division is also known as thoracolumbar division? Because of the preganglionic neurons, the sympathetic preganglionic neurons, which are extended from the 12 thoracic segments and first two lumbar segments. Okay, first two thoracic and first 12 thoracic and first two lumbar segments. Okay, so from that segments. Okay, so especially it is located in gray matter of the spinal cord, that cell bodies. Okay, but in which regions? 12 thoracic segments, first two lumbar segments. That's why it is called as thoracolumbar division. Okay, and these axons of sympathetic preganglionic neuron. So these are all as axons. Okay, this axons of sympathetic preganglionic neurons, also known as thoracolumbar outflow. Okay, thoracolumbar outflow, and this preganglionic neurons, it make a synapse with autonomic ganglions. Okay, so here that autonomic ganglions are three types in ANS, that is sympathetic trunk ganglion and prevertebral ganglion and terminal ganglion. Okay, so in sympathetic nervous system, again two groups is there only, that is sympathetic trunk ganglion and prevertebral ganglion. Okay, so prevertebral ganglion and sympathetic trunk ganglions is present in sympathetic nervous system. In parasympathetic nervous system, terminal ganglion is present. Okay, so here in sympathetic trunk ganglion is present either side of the vertebral column. Okay, this one is sympathetic trunk ganglion. The sympathetic trunk ganglion is present either side of the vertebral column and in a vertical row. Okay, it is present in a vertical row and it is present either side of the vertebral column. And this sympathetic trunk ganglion is again divided to three portions. That is superior cervical ganglion, and this one is the name is not there. this one is middle cervical ganglion, and this one is inferior cervical ganglion. Okay, superior cervical ganglion and middle cervical ganglion and inferior cervical ganglion. Okay, these are present at the cervical region. Okay, and these are the parts of sympathetic trunk ganglion. Okay, here the first four, okay, thoracic 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first four segments of sympathetic preganglionic neurons, it make a synapse with cervical region, superior, in middle and inferior cervical ganglion. Okay, it make a synapse with the postganglionic neurons in which region? Cervical region. Okay, that cervical region consists of three parts, that is superior, middle and inferior cervical regions. Okay, then after synapse with the postganglionic neuron in superior cervical region, middle and inferior cervical region, the first four segments of the preganglion neuron make a synapse with the cervical region, make a synapse with the postganglionic neuron in cervical region. Then the post-sympathetic, that postganglionic neurons, it will be distributed to some organs, that is eye. Okay, eyes region, lacrimal glands and mucous membrane of the nose and palate, and some glands also, submandibular glands and sublingual glands and parotid glands. Okay, next one, this one is cervical region. Next, thoracic region. Thoracic region, in the thoracic region, the sympathetic preganglionic neurons, which are extended from the T5 to T11. T5 to T11. Okay, so this in sympathetic preganglionic neurons, it make a synapse with postganglionic neurons from T5 to T11. Okay, that sympathetic preganglionic neurons make a synapse with this postganglionic neurons in a which ganglion? Prevertebral ganglions. Okay, in sympathetic nervous system, two ganglions is there, that is sympathetic trunk ganglion and prevertebral ganglion. Sympathetic trunk ganglion is present at either side of the vertebral column in a vertical row. Okay, it is arranged as a vertical row. But prevertebral column, prevertebral ganglion. Okay, so prevertebral ganglion, it is present anterior to the vertebral column. Okay, so this prevertebral column, it includes celiac ganglion. Okay, prevertebral ganglion includes celiac ganglion, superior mesenteric ganglion. This one is superior mesenteric ganglion, and this one is inferior mesenteric ganglion. Okay, don't confuse with superior cervical ganglion, middle cervical ganglion, and inferior cervical ganglion. Okay, so here prevertebral ganglion consists of again three parts. That is, so this prevertebral ganglion is present anterior to the vertebral column, and the parts of the ganglions is celiac, superior and inferior mesenteric ganglions. So here the T5 to T11 sympathetic preganglions are make a synapse with the postganglionic neurons in a celiac ganglion and superior mesenteric ganglion. Then after make a synapse with the postganglionic neurons, the postganglionic neurons, it will be distributed to some organs. So that is esophagus and stomach and small intestine and liver and some intestinal, large intestinal region, that is ascending colon. Okay, and some part of adrenal gland also. Okay, next one is T12. Okay, T12 and lumbar 1 and 2. Okay, the sympathetic preganglion segments from the T12 lumbar 1 and 2, from lumbar 1 and 2 segments. The sympathetic preganglionic neurons, it make a synapse with the postganglionic neurons in a special region. Okay, that prevertebral third part region, that is inferior mesenteric ganglion. Okay, so after make a synapse with the postganglionic neuron in inferior mesenteric ganglion, Then that postganglionic neurons are distributed to intestinal region, okay, that is large intestinal regions, and adrenal gland, kidneys, urinary bladder, and reproductive organs, male and female reproductive organs. Okay, so these are the total distribution of sympathetic nervous system. Okay, so remember some points here. So sympathetic nervous system, also known as what, thoracolumbar segments, because of the sympathetic preganglionic neurons are extended from the first 12 thoracic segments and first 2 lumbar segments. So that's why it is known as thoracolumbar segments, thoracolumbar division. Okay, and here two kinds of ganglions is there, that is sympathetic trunk ganglion and prevertebral ganglion. Prevertebral ganglion is present anterior to the vertebral column. Sympathetic trunk ganglion is present either side of the vertebral column in a vertical row. Okay, and the prevertebral column, prevertebral ganglion consists of celiac ganglia, superior mesenteric ganglia, and inferior mesenteric ganglions. Okay, so this one is information about the distribution of sympathetic nervous system. And the next thing is parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so in parasympathetic nervous system, also known as craniosacral division. Okay, the parasympathetic is also known as craniosacral division because the cell bodies of the parasympathetic preganglionic neurons. Okay, so this full lines is a preganglionic neurons, and these dotted lines are postganglionic neurons. Okay, so the parasympathetic preganglionic neurons are extended from the cranial nerves. Okay, there is a 4 kinds of cranial nerves, that is cranial nerve 3, cranial nerve 7, okay, and cranial nerve 9, and cranial nerve 10. Okay, so the cranial nerve 3 nerve name is oculomotor nerve, and the cranial nerve 7 is facial nerve, and cranial nerve 9 is glossopharyngeal nerve, and cranial nerve 10 is vagus nerve. And these are the parasympathetic preganglion neurons is extended from the sacral region, that is 2, 3, 4. Okay, the sacrum consists of 5 segments. So out of that 5, that parasympathetic preganglionic neurons are extended from the sacral region 2, 3, 4. Okay, and next thing is here only one kind of terminal ganglia is there, but in sympathetic trunk ganglion, in sympathetic nervous system, there is a 2 kinds of ganglions is there, sympathetic trunk ganglion and prevertebral ganglion. So here terminal ganglion is there, so only one kind of terminal ganglion, and this terminal ganglion is present almost near to the effector organs. Okay, so there is a 4 types of ganglions is there. So that is ciliary ganglion. Okay, ciliary ganglion and pterygo palatine ganglion and submandibular ganglion and otic ganglion. Okay, so this one is ciliary ganglion, pterygopalatine ganglion and submandibular ganglion and otic ganglion. Okay, so first thing is the ciliary ganglion. Oculomotor nerve 3, cranial nerve 3 is oculomotor nerve, and the parasympathetic preganglionic neuron. Okay, the parasympathetic preganglionic neuron, which is extended from the oculomotor nerve 3, and it makes a synapse with the postganglionic neuron in a which region, which terminal ganglion? Ciliary ganglion. Then that postganglionic neurons, again it is distributed to eyes region. Okay, eyes and some submandibular and sublingual glands also, and some lacrimal glands also. Next thing is pterygopalatine ganglion. Here the parasympathetic preganglionic neurons are extended from the facial nerve. Okay, it is extended from the facial nerve, and it make a synapse with the postganglionic neuron in which ganglion, that is thyrogopalentine ganglion. Okay, then after that postganglionic neurons, okay, that postganglionic neurons are distributed to which region, that is sublingual glands, submandibular glands, sublingual and submandibular glands. But oculomotor nerve is especially eyes region, and some somewhat glands region also. Next, this submandibular ganglion is receive the preganglionic axon nerve terminals from the facial cranial nerve. Okay, so the parasympathetic preganglion neurons, it is extended from the facial nerve. Okay, they consist of two sub branches is there. Okay, so one thyrogopalentine ganglion is received the one branch, and submandibular ganglion receives the another branch. Okay, so this parasympathetic preganglion, it make a synapse with postganglionic neurons in a submandibular ganglion. So it is mainly this postganglionic neurons are mainly distributed to salivary glands, submandibular, sublingual, parotid glands, and some mucous membrane and nose also. Okay. Next thing is vagal nerve. That is the largest cranial nerve, that is vagus nerve. So this vagus nerve axons are extended to many terminal ganglions. Okay, the vagal nerve axons are extended to many terminal ganglions, and these are very close to this vagus nerve is very close to visceral organs. Okay, it is very close to visceral organs. So this vagus nerve is very largest now. It is widely distributed to heart region. Okay, it controls the heart functions and larynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, and liver, gallbladder, bile ducts, and stomach, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, colon. Okay, all those things, all digestive organs and respiratory organs also. Okay. Next thing is parasympathetic preganglionic neurons is also extended from sacral region, the sacrum segments, that is 2, 3, 4. Then these are also extended to which region? Extended to colon region, transverse colon region, and small intestinal region, and descending colon regions, and kidney, ureters, and genital organs, male and female genital organs. Okay, nothing but reproductive organs. Okay, so these are the division of parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so sympathetic nervous system is also known as thoracolumbar division. Parasympathetic division is also known as craniosacral division, because of the parasympathetic division is extended from the sacrum region and cranial nerves region. Cranial nerve number 3, 7, 9, and 10. Okay, in thoracic, in sympathetic nervous system, these are extended from the 12 thoracic segments and 2 lumbar segments. So that's why it is that the sympathetic nervous system is also called as thoracolumbar segments. Okay, parasympathetic division is also known as craniosacral division. Okay, so this one is distribution of parasympathetic nervous system. In sympathetic nervous system, 2 ganglions is there. In parasympathetic nervous system, only terminal ganglion is there. And here in parasympathetic nervous system, terminal ganglion is very close to the organs. Okay. Next, what is the differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system? So here, so the origin of the sympathetic nervous system is thoracolumbar division. And parasympathetic nervous system is also known as craniosacral division. Why? Because it is extended from cranial nerve 3, 7, 9, 10, and S2, S3, S4 sacral region also. And the distribution of sympathetic nervous system is very wide. Okay, but parasympathetic nervous system is only somewhat limited to head, neck, and trunk also. Okay, and the ganglion is in sympathetic nervous system. The ganglion is away from organs, applied. In parasympathetic nervous system, the ganglion is very on or close to the organ supplied. Okay, supplied. And neuroeffector transmitter. The sympathetic nervous system, in sympathetic nervous system, the major neurotransmitter is noradrenaline. Okay, and the minor neurotransmitter is adenosine triphosphate and neuropeptide Y and dopamine and acetylcholine. And in parasympathetic nervous system, the major neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. ACH means acetylcholine. NA means noradrenaline. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. NPY means neuropeptide Y. DA means dopamine. Okay, and in parasympathetic nervous system, the minor neurotransmitter is vasoactive intestinal peptide. VIP means vasoactive intestinal peptide and nitric oxide, NO. Okay, and the stability of transmitter. The stability of transmitter in sympathetic nervous system is very stable. Okay, and it diffuses for wider actions. But in parasympathetic nervous system, the acetylcholine is destroyed very rapidly. Okay, so anatomically wise, so there is a major differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Origin is different. Okay, distribution is very wide in sympathetic. If the in parasympathetic is very limited. And in sympathetic, the ganglion is somewhat away from organs. In parasympathetic, somewhat close to organs. The major neurotransmitter in sympathetic is noradrenaline. In parasympathetic is acetylcholine. Okay, and stability of transmitter is very stable. Noradrenaline is very stable. Okay, it diffuses for wider actions. In parasympathetic, the acetylcholine is destroyed very rapidly. Okay. So this is the differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic. And functionally wise, so there is some differences is there. Okay, I will discuss only few functions. In sympathetic nervous system, the heart rate is increases. So almost the parasympathetic functions are opposite of sympathetic functions. Got my point? Parasympathetic functions, okay, the parasympathetic functions is almost opposite of sympathetic functions. So the heart rate is increases in sympathetic nervous system. In parasympathetic nervous system, the heart rate is decreases. In sympathetic nervous system, the force of contraction is increases. In parasympathetic nervous system, the force of contraction is decreases. In blood vessels, sorry. In blood vessel constriction. Okay, so vasoconstriction. In sympathetic nervous system, vasoconstriction. In parasympathetic blood vessels, no effect. And in lungs, bronchodilation. And parasympathetic nervous system, constriction. In GIT, the motility is decreases. In parasympathetic, the motility is increases. In sympathetic nervous system, the sphincter, okay, the pyloric sphincter, okay, that sphincter, it will be contracted in sympathetic. The sphincter, it will be relaxed in parasympathetic. And the GI secretions is somewhat decreases. But here it is, the GI secretions is increases. Okay, so these are the differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And in further classes, we will discuss about detailed functions of sympathetic and parasympathetic functions. Okay, so in next class, I will discuss about what is neurotransmitter and where it is synthesized and where it is stored and what is the reuptake process and what is the classification, functional classification and chemical classification, and examples of functional examples of neurotransmitters and their specific functions and their location and their function also. Okay, I will discuss in next class, neurotransmitters class. Okay, after that I will discuss about neurohumoral transmission also. Okay, so today's class I will cover I have covered differences between anatomical differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic, and functional differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic, and sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve division. Okay, so where it is origin and how it is distributed. Okay, and is distributed to various organs. Okay. So next class we'll discuss about neurotransmitters. Thank you.